Hi everyone, good morning. So today we will have a guest lecture, and so before we get to that, right, let me introduce myself, and then we can do a quick round of introductions from all of you, and then we can start with today's topic. So my name is Rakshat. I've been working in investment banking for the last 18 years. Okay. I started my career at Goldman Sachs. Have you guys heard of Goldman Sachs? Pretty sure you would have.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So I was working in Goldman Sachs for 7 years, and then I moved to Society General. Have you guys heard of SocGen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cool. So I was in SocGen for about 3 years. And then I actually was a full-time trainer at Marticus, and I was the head of training for the CIBOP program. And I left Marticus in 2021, and I currently work in a fintech company managing strategy, metrics, etc. Okay. So that's just a bit about my professional experience. In terms of my educational background, nothing fancy, just a bachelor's degree, BBM. Okay, and I know nowadays you guys call it BBA, but when I finished college, it was called BBM, so bachelor's in business management. Marketing specialization, not finance, because I was never good with numbers. But then I ended up getting into the finance industry, and it's been a great journey since then. So been in this industry for like 18 years. So yeah, it's been quite exciting career for the last 18 years. Yeah. That's pretty much it in terms of my education. Nothing, no MBA or any, what do you call it, advanced degrees. But yeah, um, but just been working my way through. Up the ladder. Okay, so if I could have everybody kind of introduce themselves. Okay, so your name, your educational qualification, if you have any work experience, and why did you join the CIBOP program. Okay, so your intro, everybody can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
All right, so your name, so this is how I generally take class. So educational qualification, um what was it, why did you join CIBOP? Okay, and something interesting about yourself, like your hobbies or whatever it is. Okay, so I will go through the list that I have here. Okay, so Ajay, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah, go ahead.
My name is Ajay Kumar Gupta. I am from Varanasi. I have completed my recently MCOM from Mumbai University,
Mm-hmm.
specialization in business management.
Okay.
And I joined CIBOP program because, sir, I am looking a new career opportunity in the finance. So
Mm-hmm.
I joined it. I like the program,
Mm-hmm.
and sir, my hobby is sir, playing piano and cooking.
Oh, nice, piano, very cool. Okay, awesome. Anupam.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
So, I'm Anupam Singh, and I have done my. So, can you hear me correctly?
It's breaking up actually. I can hear you, but in bits and pieces. Okay, while
Sir,
Anupam,
can you hear me now?
yeah, now we can go ahead quickly. Yes.
So, I'm Anupam Singh from Satna. and I am done my BCom honors degree from here only, and I'm a fresher, so that's why I joined this CIBOP course, that I can gain some knowledge about finance and how to apply myself in the real world of finance from the professionals who has experience in that field.
Okay.
And
Cool.
interesting about there's not much interesting about myself, but I like playing cricket and playing guitar sometimes.
That's awesome. That is interesting. So playing guitar, playing piano, all that is a good thing to. It's a great skill. Not many people can do that. Yeah, I cannot.
So
Okay, that's good. Okay, all
I
right.
like only
Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
I don't like in a professional way, just playing
Yeah, just for fun.
just
Yeah, you have to do something fun because see, I'll tell you guys one thing. Finance is a very serious job. So unless you don't have fun things planned in your life, right, you will not last in finance.
yeah,
You will burn out. Okay, so you have to do fun things. Then only you can have a long-term
yeah.
career in finance. Otherwise, you will burn out. Yeah. All right. Cool. Okay, Ashwini.
Thank
Thank you. Ashwini. Cannot hear you, Ashwini.
Sir, now, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead quickly.
So I am Ashwini. I am from Karnataka.
Mm-hmm.
I have done my post graduation in MCOM last year, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I want to build my career in the finance. I would like to utilize more skills, grow with the organization and with my knowledge, where I can contribute towards achieving the organization goal.
All right, very good. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you. All right, Christina.
Hi, sir. Hi, I'm Christina. I graduated from BCom Finance and Accounts in Christ about a year ago. And right now I'm working with EY in business consulting. I joined CIBOP because in my UG I've been into a lot of mock stocks and all the investment banking fests, and I think that's where I thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm enjoying the course by far.
Mm-hmm.
And something interesting about myself, I think I'm way into art and I sketch and scribble a lot. Yeah.
Very nice. That's nice. All right, that's great. Awesome. All right, Darren.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Darren Fernandez. I live in Mumbai city. I've completed my graduation this year in Mumbai city itself, and I'm a fresher. And the reason why I joined a CIBOP is to build myself with the knowledge and to increase my skills, and thereby combining both of them and build and take myself way much further ahead
Mm-hmm.
as more than my expectations. And the interesting about myself, I just love playing football, listening to music, and I love to draw.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Okay, Deepika.
Hello, good morning. My
Come on.
name is Deepika and I'm from Amravati, Maharashtra. I have completed my BBA recently this year. I have been working as an audit manager in Capello from past 6 years. And something interesting about myself is I love spending time with nature. So when I get my leaves, I usually spend some time with nature. So it's along like the mountain, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of my goals actually, to own a piece of land on a mountain and never be bothered by people again. So yeah. All right, cool. All right, Jay Patil.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Good morning,
morning.
sir.
Good morning.
Hi, I'm Jay Patil. I'm a BE mechanical graduate and I'm currently pursuing MBA in finance, and also working as a manager at Toyota dealership Nandurbar.
Oh, okay. So you're into
Yeah.
car sales
So
and MBA, and you want to get into investment banking. Very interesting. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Actually, I'm here. I'm handling the operations of the Toyota showroom, where I am handling different departments like workshop, sales department, and spare part department.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I'm actually more into operations of the company. So
Okay.
I'm also interested in finance. So that's why I'm decided to take CIBOP course for entering into investment banking operations
Mm.
division.
Mm. Okay,
And
very nice.
yes, and I like to play cricket
Mm.
whenever we get time in our busy schedule. So me and my team play cricket.
Nice. So I was looking at buying a car, but I didn't like anything in Toyota. It was
So,
none
sir,
of the cars
I
were very appealing to me.
okay,
Yeah. No, I like
okay.
Toyota. I mean, but
Sir,
I
you
think
can
the build
consider
quality.
the newly launched Urban Cruiser Hyrider. It is coming with new technology, hybrid
Okay.
technology. So
Okay.
you can consider Toyota hybrid.
Toyota hybrid. Okay.
Toyota Hyrider, sir. Toyota Urban Cruiser Hyrider.
High rider. Okay. Let's see. I already bought a Skoda, so I'm in love with it. So
Yes,
let's
yes.
see.
There is no comparison with it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So Skoda is like a poor man's rich man's Audi. It's like that. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Great meeting you,
Okay.
Jay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Jo Josla Josna.
Jyotsna.
Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Jyotsna and I'm from Palakkad, Kerala, Kerala.
Mm-hmm.
And I completed my MCOM last year. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fresher. I joined CIBOP to build a career in finance. And I consider it as a stepping stone to the industry. And something interesting about me is that I love to read books and I write reviews and discussions about platforms in my mother country. And I also write short stories.
Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. Awesome. Nice. Good. Lekha.
Good morning, sir. My
Good
name is
morning.
Lekha. I'm from Shumaga, Karnataka. I
Mhm.
completed my MCOM in 2018. I was working as an accountant, but currently I'm not working. I joined CIBOP course to upgrade my skills. So the interesting about myself is I'm good at dancing.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. So far, all the interesting things that you guys have said about yourself, right? I have none of that ability. I cannot draw. I cannot play music, nothing. But that's really cool. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Okay. Monica.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to everyone. My name is Monica. I'm from Karur, Tamil Nadu. I completed my BE Computer Science in 2017, and I did my MBA and completed in 2020. And I'm a fresher. I joined this course to upgrade my skills and knowledge to start my career in finance, investment banking. And interesting about myself is I like to ride bikes like Royal Enfield, KTM.
Oh,
That's my usual hobbies.
very nice. Which is your favorite bike?
Sorry, sir, I can.
Which is your favorite bike?
Royal Enfield.
Royal Enfield. Very nice. Very cool. Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Nalina.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
So myself, Nalina. I did my graduation from Bachelor's of Computer Application in 2017. From there on, I was preparing for UPSC. Now, after I wanted a plan B for my career, so I thought of joining finance, which I certainly found interest when I was doing UPSC because economy there I was interested. Now I
Economics.
don't know anything about this. I have
Mm.
started. I'm liking it. That is what I know.
All right.
And to tell something interesting about myself, I do self-sustaining farming.
Oh.
Like I grow my own vegetables, a limited quantity, not too big,
Mm-hmm.
but it can be like self-sustenance. that is what I do in my
Very cool. Okay, I would like to talk to you about that because I want to start that in my house, but I've
yeah,
not
you
yet
can
had time.
definitely start.
I'm not getting time. But yeah, I would like to be getting into sustainable farming because let's be honest, inflation is going to
Actually,
go
it
through
is
the roof.
very it is very like good thing to do
Yeah,
because you don't need to give money, and it is a different happiness when you grow your own vegetables and do your cooking.
yeah, true, true. Cool. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Next, Nitya.
Hi, sir. I'm Nitya. I'm from Tamil Nadu. I did my master's in commerce. I'm 2021 passed out. And interesting thing about me is I like dance. So basically, like I'm a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Very nice. Okay.
So
Awesome. Okay. Nandini. She sent a chat. Okay. Working as a client operations analyst at First Advantage. Joined CIBOP to upgrade my skills. My hobbies are playing carom, cooking, and learning new things. All right. Very cool. Okay. That is Nandini. Okay. Nitya. What is that? Okay. Pavitra. Moving on. Pavitra. Okay. Pragati.
Good morning, sir. My name is Pragati Jain. I am from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I have
Nice.
completed my bachelor's in technology in computer sciences. I have been working in Bank of Baroda for past 4 years now. I did join CIBOP course because I wanted to switch from a government to private sector and also from retail to investment banking in order to upskill myself and also for better growth opportunities. Something interesting about myself would be that I love traveling, I love drawing, art and craft. That happens to be like these happen to be my hobbies. Thank you.
That's nice. And Jaipur is one of my favorite cities.
It is very beautiful, sir. It is very
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. I would like to retire there, but I think it's getting more expensive, to live
Yes,
in
it
Jaipur.
is. It is. It is. Lifestyle is very expensive these days. Not like at par with those metropolitan cities, but yes,
It's
for
getting
the
there.
past year, yes, 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 it is going there.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. But yeah, I love Jaipur. I want to go there once. Again, I've been there before, but I want to go there again.
Yes, sir. You must visit it. It is beautiful.
I know. Yeah, I like history a lot, so I had a great time there. So yeah, cool.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right. Next, Rishita.
Oh, hello, sir. Sorry to disturb.
Yeah.
I'm Pavitra. I have
Yeah.
just missed the intro, sir, in between due to network error.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, maybe after Rishita as
No,
she's
go ahead. It's
ready.
okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
No. Sorry, Rishita, and I'm Pavitra. I'm from Hyderabad. Basically, I have just completed my master's in finance from UK Liverpool University. And beside, I have been completing. I'm in my final stage of cost management accountancy course. It's a professional course in costing and finance.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
And I have completed my BBA LLB also. So I am more of an analytical thinker and good with numbers. I always wanted to pursue my career in finance or in kind of some numbers, and I felt investment banking is one of that sector where my analytical skills would be used more. And I my hobbies are traveling. I love to travel. I travel almost all 20 to 25 cities in India. So that's just brief about myself.
All right.
Thank
Very
you.
nice. Okay. Very good. All right. Next.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hi.
My name is Rishita. I'm from Pithoragarh, Uttarakhand. I have graduated last year. I have done BCom from Delhi University, and I have always been interested in finance fields, and I am a fresher, so I want to gain more knowledge about financial field and especially investment banking. And my hobbies is dancing. I like dancing and explore new places. Thank you.
Very nice. Okay, cool. Satya?
Hi, sir. I'm Satya. I'm graduated BCom with 75% in Tamil Nadu. I'm from Tamil Nadu. And I have like to pursue CIBOP for my career. And I'm interested in playing badminton, dancing, and painting. Thank you, sir.
Okay, awesome. Shiva? Can't hear you, Shiva, if you're trying to say something. Okay. Shivan, yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Good morning, sir. My name is Shivam Saxena, and I have completed my PGDM from ICBM SB Hyderabad, and I'm having a work experience of 3.5 years in Bajaj Finserv and HDFC Bank Limited. Currently, I'm not working, and the main reason behind joining the CIBOP course is I want to change my career path. That's why I have joined CIBOP. And interesting thing about myself is I love to watch courtroom drama movies like Pink, Shaurya, and all other courtroom drama related movies. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you,
Cool. Nice. Okay. All right. Shivangi?
Morning, sir.
Morning.
I am Shivangi Ghosh. I am from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, currently residing in Bangalore. I have a graduation degree in commerce and a post-graduation in banking services from Manipal University. I have an experience of 3.5 years in retail branch banking operations. I joined CIBOP to hone my skills in finance, and the reason of joining this course, I want to take a switch from retail sector to back-end operations in investment banking.
Yeah, sales pressure, right?
Yeah, it is there.
I
Being
know.
in operations, you have to do 100% sales as well.
Yeah. That's the big curse of retail banking is even if you want to do operations, you still have to do sales.
Yeah, immense pressure of this insurance and mutual funds and all.
Yeah, true. Yeah, understood.
Yeah. Interesting about myself, I play violin.
Oh, wow.
And,
okay.
Yeah. I love gardening. I'm good at art and craft, and I love singing as well.
Okay, very nice. Wow, violin. I haven't heard somebody violin in a long time. Very nice. Cool.
Yeah, it's very rare actually.
Yeah, I know. It's very nice. It's one of the toughest instruments to learn, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
Very cool. Okay. Awesome. Simple.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
So, yeah, my name is Simpu, and I did my graduation in Bachelor's of Commerce from Mysore University. And I joined CIBOP so that I can boost up my career. And interesting about myself is I love trekkings and dancing as well.
Okay, very nice. Okay. Sneha. I know we have two Sneha. So Sneha Bubna with a B.
Hi, sir. Myself, Nikodna. I completed my graduation last year, 2021, in finance and accounting. I joined this course to start a career and I'm a fresher to start my career in investment banking because investment banking was a field which always, I always wanted to do a career in this field. I was pursuing chartered accountancy also because of this. And things about me is interesting is that I love traveling I'm a person who tries to get away on Saturdays and Sundays from nearby place to explore something. And I love dancing and gardening. Thank you, sir.
All right, awesome. Okay. The other Sneha?
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
I'm Sneha Singh. I'm from Bihar. I completed my schooling from my hometown. I've completed my graduation in Bachelor of Commerce from Patna in this year. I have no experience because I am fresher. CIBOP course is a very good platform to get into a career of investment banking. Because I love investment banking. In order to successful, it have to meet with clients, it have to access financial accounts, it must run financial projection, create pitch books and prepare offers. All of this responsibility require different skills, which means I will need to be at the peak of my performance 100% of the time to achieve my objective. So I want to work in investment bank because there is more opportunity to improve your career.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Next, Sonali.
Hi, sir. My name is Sonali. I'm born in Chennai and brought up in Mandya. So I've recently completed my undergraduation from the University of Mysore, and I look forward to learning in the field of investment banking along with my master's. And since I'm a fresher, I joined CIBOP course to get an in-depth understanding of the functions within investment banking. And through this, my aim is to get such a platform which is fair to my role in the industry, where I can utilize my intellectual ability that will allow me to portray my ideas cohesively along with the organization growth, contributing to the betterment of my workplace and society. And my favorite things to do is I love playing chess and debates. I love traveling, exploring nature, and that through hiking. And reading novel and watching series are one of my hobbies as well. Thank you.
Awesome. So once you start working, it's going to be very, very difficult to do all of that.
Yeah, I know. Sir.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Who's next? Shrishti. Shrishti, you there? Okay, I guess issues. Tanu?
Hi, sir. This is Saishri Tanu N. So, my highest qualification is I've done my MBA in Business Analytics. So, why CIBOP is I do have my analytical skills and I've done my bachelor's in commerce as well in finance specialization. So, having a background with finance, I would like to start my career in finance as I'm a fresher. So, interesting about myself, I love baking and I love traveling as well, and I love to do fitness. I'm a fitness freak.
Very nice. Okay, cool. Vijendra? Vijender, sorry. Okay, there's a ping. Okay, I'm from Hyderabad. I did my graduation BCom, computers. I'm working as a writer, in business service private limited operations department. I joined CIBOP to upgrade my skills in investment banking. My hobbies is playing cricket and chess and traveling. Okay, cool. Okay, and the last person, Yamuna. Yamuna, are you there?
Sir, I think she's texted on the chat.
Okay. I'm Yamuna from Kerala, pursued in my MBA in finance, and I've got 7 months experience as a HR in Z5. I want to start my career in investment banking operations, of course. About me, I love dancing and playing the cricket. Okay, cool. All right, awesome, guys. All right, great meeting all of you. So today it's a guest lecture. Okay, so like I have a topic that I generally talk about during guest lectures, but I want to hear from you if like if you guys have anything specific that you want to talk about that I can give you more insight on. So if you have any questions, what we could do is it's 10:35 now, so up to 11 we can talk about any questions or doubts or whatever you have, and then I will get into the guest lecture part. And what I will talk about is um, how to do well in the interviews. Okay, so that is obviously very important. Okay, and I've hired a lot of people in my career, and also I've interviewed lots and lots of people. So I'll give you an insight of the entire interviewing process and how it works and what you guys need to do well in the interview. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about. But in the meantime, for the next 20-25 minutes or so, if you guys have any questions or want to talk about something, I open the floor up to you guys, or I open Zoom up to you guys. Any questions?
So may I know how is your work experience and what is the pressure in the
Hey,
job?
okay. So I don't know if you heard my background. So I have overall 18 years of work experience in finance. Okay. So I was like in my age group, we were one of the first group of people to join investment banking operations. So I started my career in Goldman Sachs and I worked there for 7 years. Then I moved to SocGen and I was in SocGen for 3 years as an operations manager. And then I actually worked in Imarticus for close to 4 years, and I was the head of the training for the investment banking program. And then I left Imarticus in 2021, and I currently work as an AVP in a fintech company, running strategy and metrics for the department. So that's just um, my professional work experience. Um, so how has been my overall 18 years of journey? I would say it's been very exciting and very challenging because there's something new that you learn every single day. And it is also a very competitive industry. Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but uh, if you want to succeed in any industry, right? Not only in finance, even if it's business or manufacturing or even sales, you need to be very competitive. Okay, and it's not competition with others, but it's competition with yourself and understanding yourself better so that you can improve yourself to move ahead. Okay, does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you're never in competition with others. Okay, because if you're in competition with others, you will always feel like you are uh, the last person in the race. Okay, so rather you need to have this mindset of I'm in competition with myself. These are the things that I'm not good at, and this is what I want to improve. Okay, and you do that every single day of your life, and you'll go very far. So that's what I would say my like kind of 18 years of experience has taught me, is that you have to be incredibly competitive. I'm not saying aggressive. You can be aggressive, but then aggressive has its own kind of drawbacks. But I would say being competitive, being flexible, and I think this is one of the things that is a big concern for uh, people as managers, right? Is that um, you guys at a junior level, right? You're not kind of very flexible in your thought process. Now, what do I mean by this is that let's say you join team A and you're working there for 6 months, but then I want to move you to team C, and I'm going to ask you, hey, would you like to move to team C? And instead of saying, let me think about it, and or ask me, why do you want me to team C, or what are the uh, opportunities will I get if I join team C? Most of the time the answer that I get is no. No, I don't want to move to team C. I like it here. Okay, fine, no problem. So I think that's one of the things that I've like interaction with the new people coming into the workforce, is that I see a lot of you guys are not flexible in your thought process. Okay, and being flexible and adaptable is one of the main drivers for success in my book. Okay, because if you do not have that mindset of being able to adapt, and you just want to do one thing your entire life or your entire career, then you're going to have very, very less opportunities to grow. Okay, all right, so that's like, I hope you guys understand what I mean, and got the gist of what I'm trying to say. Okay, what else? What other questions do you guys have? Okay, somebody's put a chat. What particular qualification do we need in IB industry? As long as you have a bachelor's degree, Pragati, you're fine. I don't even have an MBA, and yeah, I've never bothered pursuing higher studies, because, to be honest, unless, like, okay, so let's be very specific here, right? So how many of you have a plan of doing an MBA? You can do like that thumbs up or hand, raise your hand, etc. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 8. All right. Now let me ask all of you guys a question. Why do you want to do an MBA? You guys can unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat. Why do you want to do an MBA? Or what do you think you will get by doing an MBA? Yeah, go ahead, please. Come on, guys.
So for me, it is just holding another degree.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's being honest. Yeah, holding another degree. Okay.
Sir, after certain level of promotion, you need to have an MBA degree so that they can promote you higher.
Okay, need to have an MBA after a certain level. Okay. Okay, what else?
Same, sir, to get a double degree.
Okay, just for the sake of degree. Okay.
Yes.
What else?
It says about how we manage the administration.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, sir.
Okay, better growth. Okay, anything else? Okay, so okay, so what I'm going to talk to you guys about, or what I'm going to tell you, is based on my experience. Okay, so I'm not saying you have to do an MBA, and I'm not saying you don't have to do an MBA. Okay, so it all depends on what you want to do and what your career goals are, and what is your level of ambition. Okay, so so let me just kind of so Pavitra is saying job criteria, recruiters are preferring the individual with master's degree. Okay, maybe from a job requirement perspective. Okay, all right, so let me ask you, okay, so now let me ask you guys, those of you who've done an MBA, did you learn anything extra by doing an MBA versus your BCom?
I don't see any difference though.
Okay, why do you say that?
It's like I think we just get a bit extra knowledge, but I don't know.
Did it change your life? Let me ask you that.
Okay, like that, no.
No. Okay,
It
very
was the
good.
same stuff though, the same uh, education ka thing, whatever it is, it's the same. It's all the same subjects.
Yeah.
Nothing very new to learn. It's the same what you've learned in your BCom or any bachelor's.
True. All right.
I think you might go a little in depth, but yeah, no
Not really. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, as people said, it's only extra degree which you carry on yourself.
Yeah. All right. It's a good point. Okay. So here's my like based on meeting a lot of people in my 18 years experience, right? So meeting people from I've met people from Harvard. I've met people from London School of Business, London School of Economics. So those are your top tier universities. I've met people from IIM, IITs, okay? I've met people from tier two colleges, and I've met people who've just done correspondence, MBA. So I've met this entire range of people, okay? And I'll be honest with you guys, okay, is that unless you can get into a top 25 MBA program in the world, okay, like I'm saying in the world, okay, then only it's kind of worth doing your MBA, okay, and otherwise doing an MBA for the sake of doing an MBA, you can do it. Just do correspondence, find a decent university, and that gives you the, what do you call it? They're not very strict with the markings and all that. And if you want to have the sake in MBA for the sake of it, you can. But you got to understand that when you want to do some like an advanced degree, you have to do it from a top 25 university in the world specific to an MBA. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money by going to a tier two college or tier three college. That's why I would recommend, if you want to just do an MBA for the sake of it, do correspondence. It'll cost you maximum what, maybe 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees, as long as it's from an accredited university. Just do correspondence and clear your exams. Because to be honest, nobody's really going to be looking at your MBA as a criteria for your promotion. Okay, so a lot of you have this idea that, hey, if I have an MBA, I will be promoted faster. You are right to a certain extent, but that is only if you come out from a top 25 uh, program somewhere in the world. Okay, and if you're going to be in India now, let's say you don't want to travel, you don't have the financial capability to travel outside of India, then you need to do this from IIM, either A, B, or C. Okay, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta. I think these are your top three, right? And maybe even ISB, but ISB, Hyderabad, and nothing else. Okay. Um, and other aspect that you guys have to understand about your MBA is that your MBA is, it's like freshly baked bread. Okay, it is only valuable for that first year you graduate. Okay, and that MBA will help you to get into that maybe a niche, better job, or better job or a better pay package. But it's not going, but that same MBA like 5 years later has no meaning and has no value, because you have so many MBA graduates coming out every year. Okay, now let me ask you guys a question. In India, what is the average age of doing an MBA? Do you guys know?
24, 25.
Yeah, average age generally in India is about 24, 25. Okay, now do you guys know what's the average age in, let's say, US or UK to do an MBA?
So 30, 32.
Okay.
No,
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
no age limit.
Okay. So believe it or not, it's somewhere between 38 to 40. Okay. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, okay, is that if you work just with a bachelor's degree, right, and you work hard, you work smart, and you are intelligent in the way you approach problems and solve problems in the company, right, I will guarantee you that in the next 12 to 15 years, without a master's degree, right, you all can become VPs. Okay, AVPs, VPs. Okay, so that's definitely possible. Okay, now when you do an MBA at the age of 24, 25, right, to be honest, there's not much difference between you and a person who's done a bachelor's degree. Okay, because you both are going to join as an analyst. Okay, now the only point your who's it the college admissions people will say is you'll get a higher salary. Okay, now you guys have to understand one thing is that as a company, right, and at an analyst level, do I want to pay somebody 7 lakhs for doing a basic job, or do I want to pay like 4 lakhs or 3.5 lakhs to an analyst to do that basic job, logically speaking?
3 or 4 lakhs.
Yeah, 3 or 4 lakhs. And see, if I have a 7 lakh budget, I can hire 2 people. Why would I spend 7 lakhs on one person unless they can do 2 people's job? Right? So yeah, so you guys have to understand the maximum difference in your salary between a BCom and an MBA is maximum like 50,000 rupees or 50 to 75,000 rupees, nothing greater than that. Now, unless you're from IIM, okay, then there's going to be a big difference. But I'm assuming that nobody here is from IIM. Is that a fair assumption? If you're from IIM, then I don't know what you're doing here. Yeah, okay, you should be taking the class, not me. Okay, so now to kind of make you guys understand this, right, is if you work hard at your job and work smart at your job, all of you will get career opportunities, and you will get growth, and you will get money, and you will get more responsibilities. Okay, now this is ideally the right answer of when you should do the MBA is after you reach a certain level. Okay, so for example, right now I am an AVP. Okay, and if I know I can get up to even executive ED, executive director, without an MBA. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. Okay, but now if I want to become an MD, managing director, or I want to move into the executive level of an organization. Okay, an exec. So what do we mean by executive level? Do you guys know what that means?
Key personal roles.
Yes. So you're talking about, you know, CFOs, CEOs, CPO, Chief People Officer, Chief Financial Officer, CEO, what else? Head of Operations, Head of Technology. All of this is your executive leadership teams. Okay. Now, to get into that level, yes, you need to have a bit of a fancy degree based on my experience, but not necessarily true. Okay. So that is why when you guys see this, right, the average age in the US, UK is 38, 40 for an MBA. Because then what happens is if I'm already, let's say, a managing director and I want to become, or let's say an executive director, and I want to become a managing director and get into the executive leadership of the company. So at that time, doing an MBA is going to make more sense than doing it at the age of 24 and 25. Now, let me ask you guys this. Those of you who did your MBA, would you want to do an MBA again?
No.
No, why? Tanu, I really like the way you are very straightforward. Like, no. Yeah. So why don't you want to do an MBA again?
We already have the certificate, and again, until and unless you want to do something very different,
Exactly.
I don't think it's required. You don't have much difference in doing a MBA again.
Exactly.
I
Unless
don't
you're,
think it would be
yeah,
valuable.
yeah. Unless you can do, let's say, at the age of 40, like from IIMs or
Right, yeah,
Harvard, or
doing in
yeah,
such colleges, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. And one thing you guys have to understand is, why do you do an MBA? Is you are not doing an MBA to learn. Okay. Why are you actually doing an MBA? Do you guys know? So I'm telling you guys, going to an
Gain
MBA
the
is not
work.
to learn. Sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the workload they put on us. It's about the experience of the workload.
No, I would not. It's not about the workload. Okay, so let me tell you guys a interesting statement. This is what I learned from people who went to Harvard and Columbia, etc. Okay, is that I didn't go like get so the toughest thing is getting into Harvard, but the programs are actually quite easy. Okay, now why is that? Is because when you do an MBA, right, from these top universities, you're not going there to learn. Why? Because you already have 20 years experience. They're not going to teach you anything new. What are they going to, rather, what is that platform for? Is for you to meet people who are highly motivated, who have interesting ideas, or you might have an interesting idea, and you want to be able to find people who you can network with and potentially start your own company, or get recruited into the executive leadership team to another company because they have the connections. Okay. So the reason why people do an MBA at the age of 40 is not to learn, it's to make connections and contacts at high levels across the world so that they have better career opportunities. Okay. But in India, what do you guys generally do for an MBA at the age of 24, 25? Is they teach you something more. But to be honest, that's not the reason why you do an MBA. Okay. So does this kind of make sense to you guys? And again, if you want to do your MBA, please go ahead and do it. Not a problem. If you don't want to do an MBA, that's also fine. Not a problem. Okay. But before you decide to do an MBA program, right, do a cost benefit analysis and then decide if that makes sense or not. Okay. Now, if you guys don't mind, those of you who did your MBA, the amount of money you spent, do you think it was worth it?
No, that's why I've been talking about MBA is not that good.
Okay. And if you don't mind, Tanu, could you let it, I mean, you don't have to share, but can you let us know how much you spend on the MBA program? You don't have
Uh,
to say it if you don't want to.
yeah, it's fine. I think everyone would want to know. I spent 8 lakhs.
Okay. All right. So, and that took you 2 years or 1 year?
2 years.
2 years.
It was a full-time program.
Full-time program. And then what was your career opportunities after doing the MBA?
So yeah, I did MBA in business analytics. So yeah, as analytics, it was a very booming subject, and I wasn't from an engineer background, so I think it was a little out of my hand in my career part.
True. And did you get a job in the analytics field?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's why CIBOP.
Yeah, yeah, and you came back, and so you could have saved 8 lakhs after your degree, just come and done CIBOP, and you would have been making 8 lakhs now.
Yeah, that's why why I was straightforward in answering was, yeah, this was the reason.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, the other MBA people who are there here as well, I think that'll be the same reason for them as well.
Yeah. Okay. It could be. It could be. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. But you're right, Tanu. Is that you guys have to see, just because everybody's doing analytics, that doesn't mean you have to as well. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys see, you're all relatively young. You guys don't have a lot of life experience, but you need to figure out what are your strengths, and you need to play towards your strengths. Now in college, what do they tell you? Find out your weaknesses and work on your weaknesses, right? Is that what they tell you? That's what they were telling
Yes,
me
sir.
when I was
Yes, sir.
yeah. Now here's the thing. If I am bad at, let's say, trigonometry, calculus, statistics, why am I going to torture myself and trying to learn something that I am not good at? Right? And how many of you guys have worked really hard at something that you're bad at, and you did not see any improvement and then finally gave it up? I've done that a lot. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, I've done that a lot. How many of you have done that as well? Or how many of you have succeeded? Not yet? Or
Sir, I haven't tried.
you've tried, and were you successful at it, or
I haven't tried.
you have not tried? Okay. Anybody else?
I tried but failed as of now.
Okay. And now, do you have any plans, Anupam, to pursue that?
Yes, but not now. It's becoming type of a secondary option.
Okay. All right. So here's one thing that I want to tell you guys, right? Is first get experience. Okay. Do not be in a rush to do an MBA program or um, anything else. Okay. Which is quite expensive. Rather, put some 7 to 10 years of work experience under your belt. Okay. And then I can guarantee 10 years from now, right? You will know what you're good at, what you're not good at, and you will understand yourself better, because right now that is what all of you are lacking, because you're young and your parents have told you what to do your entire life. So you've not really figured out what you're good at and what you're not good at. Okay. Now one of the things that I believe in, and I read this in a book, is that do not focus on your weaknesses, because they will continue to be your weakness. Rather, focus on your strengths and make your strengths so strong that nobody looks at your weaknesses. Okay. And that quote, right, once I read it, has changed the way I kind of look at myself, and changes the way I look at things. Okay. So if you continue to focus on something that you're bad at, right, you're going to continuously, unfortunately, fail at it, which will demotivate you, and you get into depression and all of that, right? So rather, start working, meet a lot of people, interact, get responsibilities, work hard, and then 7 to 10 years down the line, right, you can then you'll have a better idea of what you're good at, what you're not good at. And what you're good at, guess what, if you focus on getting better at what you're good at, will anybody really look at your weaknesses, logically speaking?
No, sir.
No, ideally nobody would. Okay. So that is why, you know instead of rushing to do a expensive MBA program, this and that, right, rather focus on building yourself up. Okay. Do you guys understand what this means? Building yourself up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me ask. So let me ask you guys two questions. How many of you need to improve your communication skills, both in terms of written and verbal? How many of you feel that? Be honest. So you don't have to raise your hand. Be honest with yourself. Think, does my English, so when I say communication, I'm talking about English specifically. Okay. So how many of you feel that, hey, you know what, my English is not that great. My written communication is not that great. So I, you know, so that's one step. Okay. Now let me ask you another question. How many of you are confident?
Sir, I am.
You are confident. Okay. How many of you are
Yeah.
not confident? Or that's probably a better question. How many of you are not confident?
Sir, I am to some extent, but it needs improvement.
Okay. All right. So when I talk about confidence, right, I'm not talking about, oh, first I need to know it, then I will be confident with it. No, it's like overall being confident with yourself and your life, right? So you are strong enough and confident enough to handle life, right? And to be honest, at your age, even I was not very confident, right? And it takes time to build that true confidence within yourself to be able to handle any type of situation. Okay. So if you guys were to ask me, right, what are the first two things that should you work on, right? Is work on your communication skills and your confidence levels. Okay. And this will be your first fight or first hurdle to be able to crack an interview in an investment bank. Okay. So do you guys have I mean, do you guys understand this, and do you guys have any questions with this? And we'll get into the interviewing process in a few minutes, but do you guys have any other questions?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, sir, we know, so my communications skill, so I will, if I have to give a ratings out of 5, so I will give as a 3 out of 5. So what should I do to improve it to up to 5 out of 5?
Okay.
So what will be my approach? So what should I do?
Okay, so let's understand one thing. Okay, that's a good question, right? So how do you improve communication skills? Okay, so first thing, Jay, you got to understand, even me at my years of experience and at my age, right, I'm never going to be a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10 in anything. Okay, rather I'm going to keep a benchmark saying that, hey, if my communication right now is a 7 out of 10, in the next 5 years I want to be a 8.5 out of 10. Okay, because it's never going to be possible, Jay, to be a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10 in anything, because that's basically being perfect, right? And can you be perfect? Like,
no, sir, we can try.
You can go towards being good. So this is how I want you guys to look at it. Okay, don't focus on being perfect, because that doesn't exist. Okay, it does not exist. Okay, rather focus on becoming better, or becoming the best in your abilities. Okay, now how do you improve communication skills? Okay, now this is going to sound really silly, but one of the proven methods of improving your communication skills, your verbal communication, so I'll be very specific here, is, it's going to be weird, stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself for at least 15 minutes every day for the rest of your life. Does that sound weird? Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but here's the thing. Nowadays we have too much science, we have too much this, too much information overload, and everybody's trying to sell you a course on, oh, do this to become a great communicator. They're basically selling you, repackaging a textbook and selling it as a course. Okay, but the easiest way, okay, and the most effective way to improve your verbal communication is very simple. Stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself. It is going to be uncomfortable for the first 1 week because you're going to be looking at yourself. How many of you, when you look at the mirror, you don't see yourself, you just see a reflection? Like when you get up in the morning, you're freshening up, you're not really looking at yourself, right? I mean, like deeply looking at yourself. You're just looking at your reflection, you're brushing your teeth, you're washing your face, and then you're out, right? But nobody really, you don't look at yourself. Do you guys understand what I mean by this?
Yes, sir.
Like there's a deeper meaning to what I'm trying to say. Don't look at your reflection. Look at yourself. Okay. I don't know if it's going over your head, but from a practical perspective, what I will tell you, Jay, every single day from today onwards, and here's the thing, it's optional. If you want to do it, so whatever I'm telling you is all optional. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's fine. Okay. But realize that if you do something to improve yourself, you're going to be farther ahead in the race compared to you not doing it. Okay. Yeah. So Darren is right, is look what's inside yourself and what you're capable of. Okay. So stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself minimum 15 minutes every day. Okay. And I can guarantee you 1 month from now, 1 year from now, your communication is going to be very, very different, and it's going to be very good. Okay. So this is in terms of verbal communication. Now, written communication. This is going to be a little bit more challenging. Okay. My recommendation is get a English grammar textbook. Okay. And do one chapter like every weekend. Okay. And practice. Okay. Again, it all comes down to practice. Okay. Now, and one thing I will tell you guys, right? Most of you are not going to do it. Let's be honest. Okay. And that's fine. But one thing you guys have to understand is that as you grow in the organization, if your communication skills are not good, you could be the hardest worker, you could be the smartest worker, but if you cannot explain a problem in English, nobody cares about you. They care about that you do the work. So we have somebody that is a subject matter expert, but you will only be a subject matter expert. You will never get opportunities to manage people. You will not get opportunities to grow in your career because you have terrible communication skills. Okay. I know it sounds harsh, but that is the reality. There are people with more years of experience than I am, but because they are not good with their communication skills, right? They are like 2 levels below me. Okay. They're like 2 levels below me. They're not at a AVP level or VP level. They're like slightly above a senior analyst, but below, like you could say, they're just an operations manager. They're not in the VP category yet. Okay. So this is what you would have to do to improve your communication skills. And this is free of cost. Okay. Jay, does this answer your question? I know it sounds a little strange, but does it at least give you an idea?
Yes, sir. It is very helpful. I will try to do it regularly.
Okay. So Jay, 1 second. I like the word that you used, word try. Okay. Everybody, can you guys, do you have a pen in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So everybody who has a pen in front of you or your phone or whatever, I want you to try to lift the pen. Did you guys do it?
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes, sir.
no. Don't do it. Try to do it. Did you guys lift the pen? Did you guys lift the pen? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
No. Darren, don't lift the pen. Try to lift the pen. Guys, are you understanding? Don't lift the pen. Try to lift the pen.
Sir, I understood your context of saying it. If you're trying, you keep on trying it. You are not doing it. We have to do it.
Very good, Nalini. You're very smart. Yeah, very smart. Guys, there's only two things in life, okay? And I'm going to be very blunt with you guys, okay? It's either you do it or you don't do it. That's it. There's no trying business, trying nonsense. There's no such thing. Okay, it's either you're going to do this or you're not going to do this. That's it. And you guys have, like, if you can think from this perspective, right, your life will become very less complicated than what it is now. Okay, hey, I'm going to do this, I am not going to do this. That's it. This trying business is nonsense. Okay, there's no such thing as trying, right? So either you do it, Jay, or you don't do it.
Yes,
There's
sir.
no
I
in
will do
between.
it.
Yeah, very good. So
Got it,
that's
sir. Thank you.
why, yeah, so that's why what you say to yourself is very important. Okay, so if you say, hey, I'm going to try and study CIBOP, that means you're not going to be studying CIBOP. You're going to say, I am studying CIBOP, or I am not studying CIBOP. Then that's more clear. Okay, so be clear with what you're saying and what you want. So the more clear you are with yourself and being honest with you, forget about others, be selfish, be clear with yourself. Hey, do I want to have a successful career? Yes or no? Okay, and it's a genuine question. Okay, now if I ask you guys this, how many of you will say yes? All of you will say yes, right? Now there are going to be people that you meet in your this thing, they don't want to become VPs and managers and all. They're more than happy to be an analyst for the rest of their life. Okay, because they don't want that additional responsibility. Now, is that wrong? Or that they want to be only an analyst for the rest of their life? Is that a bad thing or is it wrong?
Not
No, sir. It's their choice.
Exactly. Now, this is the same choice you have. Your choice is, do you want to grow in your career, or do you want to stay in one position and work there for the rest of your life? And there's nothing wrong with either of them. Okay, so you need to figure out what you want and go after that. So that's what I'm telling you. Get about 5 years of work experience, 10 years of work experience, then you will understand what you want and what you don't want, whether you want to do an MBA or whether you want to do like upskilling programs like CIBOP, right? So the more experience that you get, life experience, not only work experience, but life experience, then only, you know, you'll be able to figure out what you want to do with your life. Okay. All right. Is this clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it too much gyan? If it's too much gyan, then you guys can let me know and I'll stop. Okay. And Pragati, I'll again come back to your question. Okay. What other qualifications do you need? Okay. In IB industry, we'll talk about that. Okay. So now let's talk. I want to get to the actual this thing is the interview process. Okay. So generally in an IB, you're going to have anywhere between 3 to 5 rounds of interview. Okay, if you did not know this, now you know this. Okay, so the first thing is you're going to have a pre-screening round, and this is going to be with the HR. Okay, now what is the role HR is playing here is that they are checking your communication skills. Okay, they are checking your stability. Okay, they are checking your personality and how you are as a person. Okay, so this is what they're going to check. Okay, so what do I mean by this, right? So they'll have your resume. Okay, now let's say I, for example, will take Nalina as an example. Okay, so I have Nalina's resume. I look through the resume. I see that there are some key points that I want to ask her a question on, and I'll mark that on the resume. Okay, so the kind of questions that I will ask, right, is first one will be very basic. Introduce yourself, walk me through your resume. Okay, so introduce yourself and walk me through your resume. Okay, so I'll expect Nalina to tell me about herself, what is her educational background, her work experience, roles and responsibilities, everything. So that gives me an idea of a couple things. Okay, is how her communication skills. Okay, communication, her structuring and logical thought process, okay, is what I'll be able to understand with this basic question. Okay, now other questions as a HR, okay, I'm going to ask is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Okay, now this is a double-edged sword. Okay, and you guys have to be careful not to undersell yourself and also to oversell yourself by being overconfident or arrogant. Okay, so when you talk about strengths and weaknesses, right, strengths and weaknesses, what what can you say as strengths? And if you don't know it, we can figure it out. We'll I'll help you with it. Okay, but what are some things that you can say about strengths and weaknesses? Can anybody tell me?
So strengths related to the job role, and weakness which can be treated as a strength.
Okay, so Shivam,
Yes.
that's this they taught you in college, right?
Yes, sir, in my PGDM also, and then
Okay, okay, so not 100% wrong, but if you say this in an actual interview, right, we're going to have so much fun just on this one question that you're going to get so stressed out and you're going to lose your confidence.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, so here's what we mean by strengths. Okay, or this is my kind of take on it. Okay, so when we talk about strengths, right, tell them what you are good at, not in terms of the job profile, but as a personality, as a human being, as a person, what are you good at? Okay, now a lot of you mentioned cricket as a hobby, right? Now, can you use cricket as an example as a strength?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We can tell them we can act as a team player.
Very good. Team player, right? So when we talk about strengths, right? Tell them what you're good at from your life experience. Okay. See, the job description, let's say it's something to do with derivatives and they're talking about, you know, doing mark-to-market calculations, and you have to interact with clients. So the job description and using that as your strengths, right, is not going to make sense, and people are going to see through that and you'll get stuck. Okay. So look at your life experience. Okay. So some of you said that you are you like playing cricket, so you're a team player. Okay. How many of you while playing cricket have been team captains of your cricket team? Anybody? Okay, let's assume some of you are. So you can say leadership. Okay. Now some of you so that's cricket, and a lot of guys said cricket. Now some of the girls, you guys said that um you like to paint, you like to play the violin. Okay. So how can you use that as your strength?
Creative.
Yes. And how would you say that? Creative problem solver, right? Or so now who was it that was playing violin? I forgot.
So it's me, Shivangi.
Okay, Shivangi. Okay, stay online. Don't put yourself on mute. Okay, so Shivangi, you play the violin, right? Now,
Yeah.
so that means you're a creative person. Now, from your experience playing the violin, why is it such a difficult instrument?
So because the notes are very like the pitch and the notes, they used to take very sharp practice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to learn it by ear, right? Like there is no like guitar, piano, you have some kind of reference point. But from what I know about the violin is that you need to know the pitch and tone that you want to create while playing the violin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in order for you to be able to do that, Shvangi, what is the skill set that you need to be a good violin player? So let's say, okay, so we'll use the word creative. Apart from that, what do you need to be able to be a good violin player?
The very first thing, a good listener.
Very good. Listener. Okay, what else?
Then the one who notices every minute point and to take up the pitch.
Attention to details. Very good. What else?
Then once you start like in a small part, we used to take the pitches, we used to play, and then all together we make like one paragraph like this.
Yeah, so you basically learn small bits and pieces and then eventually put it together. Okay. Now that takes what? A lot of
Hard work.
hard work,
Patience.
and patience, dedication,
Time as well.
time. Okay, so time. Okay, so yeah, you can say instead of dedication, time management, because you have a life and you have other things to do. Okay, what else? I mean, I think we got most of it. Anybody else want to try this with me? Like if you're not sure about your strengths, like unmute yourself and we can do the same thing. Come on, guys, be interactive.
Yeah, me, sir.
Okay, all right. Who's it? Monica?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay, Monica and Pavitra. Okay, both of you guys. Okay, so Monica and Pavitra, what are your hobbies? So Monica, you start, and then Pavitra.
Uh, I like to ride new types of bikes. If first one is Royal Enfield, next is KTM, new
Okay.
things. And in college days, I like to take responsibilities. I'm a class representative and finance club president also as a student
Okay,
coordinator.
very good. Okay, so
And
being responsible. Okay, hang on. Being responsible. So that's one of your strengths. Okay. Now you like to ride bikes, right?
yes,
So you are adventurous. Okay.
yes,
You like to explore.
yes, sir.
Okay. What else?
Then I like to see different language Korean different languages series, so I can learn new languages. Like seeing
Korean
movies
drama,
and
K-pop, right?
yes, and Hindi,
Okay. So
Kannada,
yeah,
many
yeah.
things.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So you don't say this in the interview, right? Don't say,
Okay,
oh,
sir.
I liked watching a Korean drama and
Okay.
the Hindi drama and all. Okay, rather you are interested in other cultures.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now are you guys seeing that even though you don't have any work experience, there is actually a lot of things that you're good at and you're interested in, and that becomes your strength.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So don't go tell people, oh, I like watching K-pop and Hindi drama and all that. Then they'll be like, we don't want drama in office.
No, 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 sir.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
but
saying
that's
that.
what, right? But that's what, right? But that's how people will listen. But now, if you just
Okay.
change your words, right?
Okay, sir.
Now, if you so a common question they're going to ask Monica to you is that if you say you're adventurous, so they're
Yes,
going to
sir.
ask you, Monica, why do you say that strengths is one of your being adventurous is one of your strengths, ma'am? One thing about me is that I'm a biker. I
Yes.
love riding a big like Royal Enfields and KTM bikes, um, and I love that thrill and experience of understanding how this machine works, and to be able to take it out on the highway and ride. It's very exciting, and it's very adventurous, and I've been able to go to so many different places, and I've been able to meet so many people. I have a group of friends. Every weekend we go out on bike rides, and I feel great about it. So that's why, and I do this almost every weekend or every other weekend, and that has put me into a lot of uh, interesting situations where, in the middle of the highway I've had a flat tire, and I had to be creative in solving that situation, or I miscalculated the petrol and I have to figure out a way to go and go to the nearest petrol bunk, get petrol, put it into the bike so that I can go there. You've experienced all of this, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all you have to talk about. Yes, you're a
Okay.
fresher, but you have your life experience that you can talk about.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
And another one is time management, because I'm a mother of a 3 months old baby.
Oh, okay.
So parallelly, I'm managing the both my career path and my
Very
baby
good.
also, and household works, all those things.
Very good. And that's what you need to tell them, Monica, because so Monica, since you are a mother, right? They're going to ask you, hey, you have a 3-month-old child. Will you be able to work full time?
Yes, I can do it. I can manage it.
No, don't use the word manage.
Okay.
Yes, I will be able to do it.
Okay, I will.
The reason is, yeah, because see, if you say I can manage is like a iffy word. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
if you say with confidence, yes, I can do it. Now, the way I do it is that I know how to manage my time. I know how, and I have a support system. And for married women, and especially women with kids, right? You also
Yes.
have to mention that you have a support system at home, meaning that
Yes, sir.
you have your in-laws or your parents who can also look after the baby when you are not there. Now, Monica, they're going to
Yes,
definitely
sir.
ask you this question. Are you
Sure.
okay to work in night shift?
Okay,
What
sir.
would you say?
So I will do it because my parents are so supportive and my husband also very supportive. He only make me to help me to do this course.
Very good.
My parent and he only asked me to do, okay, you start your career. It's already late, and you start your career. It's very important for you to. We will take care of the baby.
Very good. So don't say your career started late, all of that. Say
Okay, sir.
my husband and my parents are very supportive in my career. I am
Okay.
open to see 99% they won't ask you to work. So most of the girls, you're lucky. 99% of the time, most of the companies will not ask you, but you should still be open to work in night shift. Okay. And the guys,
Okay.
you have to be flexible in everything. Okay. But Monica,
Okay. Yes,
this
sir.
question, right? They will ask you as a test. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, if you say no, I'm not going to work in night shift. I only want early morning or afternoon shift. Then they're going to be like, okay, this person is not flexible. Okay.
Okay.
And just because of that, but you might have done great in the rest of the interview, but because of that one thing, they're going to reject you.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yes. Yes, they will. Right. Because see, for example, let's say you're working UK shift, Monica. UK shift is what?
Okay.
Like a 2 to 11. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, there are times when you might have to stretch, where you might have to do till 1 o'clock. But if you say, I'm not going to do that, then I'm
They'll
sorry. Yeah, we don't need you. We'll
bad
get somebody.
impression.
Yeah. Then we're going to get somebody else. So, and here's the other
Okay.
thing that we look at, right? Oh, she's a new mother. She got her baby 3 months, and it won't be fair to her if we ask her to work till 1, 2 o'clock. And we'll also take an emotional decision to protect you.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Now that protection means you don't get the job.
Oh,
Okay. So that's what you guys need to sit and think about all of these things. Okay.
okay, sir.
Otherwise, you will get stuck in the interview.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pavitra, right? Yes, Pavitra.
Yes, sir.
What do you like to do?
I like to travel a lot, sir.
Okay. So where
And
have you traveled?
I had traveled in the past year to Andaman and to Shimla, Manali, and to Bangalore and Chennai, sir, in
Very
the
nice.
past 1 year.
Right. Okay, nice. Okay. So traveling is, I would say, is your motivation factor. Okay. But now can you convert that into a strength? And when you travel, do you travel by yourself or do you travel with family
Uh, I
or a
mostly
mix?
travel with my husband.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So how can you convert your travel to a strength?
exploring
Okay, that's one. What else?
and adjusting to any situation or any
Okay.
climatic condition.
So not adjusting, adaptability. That is the word you have to use.
Adaptability.
See,
Okay.
adjusting means you're uncomfortable, so you shift a little to feel comfortable, but adapting. So when you travel, you get to meet people, you get to meet different cultures, etc., and you need to adapt. Because if a lot of times people will come and from another part of the world or other part of the country, and they will act very arrogantly, and then people don't like it, and you will see them getting into trouble, right? So you need to be able to
Yes, sir.
adapt, right? So that is a strength.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is how you
Yes.
guys need to think about your strengths. Okay. Take it from your life experience, not from your work experience. Now, can all of this be tied back to a job? Team player, leadership, being creative, a good listener, attention to
Yes,
detail,
sir.
hardworking. Exactly. And this is what you guys need to say in the interview. I'm not giving you the full, there is, see, if we go through all 30 of you, this list will become 2-3 pages. But what I am trying to make you guys understand is how to think about these things. All right. And for me, you need to learn how to think. Okay. Now let's talk about weakness. Okay. So in weakness, what do I mean by this is that something that you are not good at but want to improve. Okay, now if you're, how many of you are bad at mathematics? I'm raising my hand, and I have no shame in saying that I'm bad at math. Okay, now does that mean I'm going to sit and do BSc in mathematics because I'm not good at math? Will I sit and waste my time and do BSc in mathematics?
No, sir.
No chance, because I'm going to fail at it. So now, so what is something that I'm not good at, but I'd like to improve, right? So now I need to sit and think, okay, what is something that I'm not good at? Okay, I think my communication skills can become better. So that's something, and I'm being genuine here, right? Is that now you guys might think my communication is good, but you guys have to understand I have 18 years of experience. So I'm already lot more experience. But then when I compare myself with somebody with 25 years experience, their communication skills are a lot different, right? So my benchmark should be with somebody with 25 years experience. It can be somebody with less experience. Okay, so one of the things that I'm not good at is trying to explain or sorry, let me put it this way. One of the problems that I have, and it's because of teaching, is I have a tendency to over explain. And that is a feedback that I have received from my managers. So that's something that I need to improve on. Okay, are you guys getting this?
Sir, over explain in the sense?
Like over explaining. So like a simple question, like a lot of you guys ask simple questions, right? But see, for example, one second. Pragati asked, what is the particular qualifications we need? And I explained so long about MBA and blah, 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 blah. I could have just said, no, you don't need any additional qualifications. You work hard and you're fine. But then I wanted to make you guys understand my thought process of why I'm saying that. Now, to be honest, I don't think any of you care about my thought process, correct? And that's fine. But that's my problem, is I have a tendency to over communicate or over explain. Does that make sense, Darren?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, what else? Now you guys give, so now you guys think the way I've kind of taught you and tell me what are some of the weaknesses that you could say.
Sir, digging too deep into a problem.
No, so again, see, that is like trying to say, that's trying to be clever with the weakness. Okay, you're trying to say it's a strength, but then being very, so, and trust me, being in depth is not a weakness. Okay, it is considered as a strength. Okay, so if you say that as your weakness, right, it kind of doesn't make sense to me. Okay, you can put it in a different way, but can you guys think a little bit more? You guys have to go more in depth into your head and find out these things. I cannot give you these answers. Okay, yes. Anybody want to work with me on weaknesses, like how we did for strengths? Nobody? Same way we did for strengths. Sorry?
Lack of confidence.
Okay, so Shivangi, if you say lack of confidence in an interview, that is going to do like double damage. Okay. Oh, so Shivangi, if you're not confident, that means that you don't take good decisions. That means that tomorrow, if there's a situation, you could cause a financial loss to the company. So then why should I give you this job? Right? So using the word confidence is a very tricky thing. And I would recommend as freshers, you guys don't say confidence. Okay. Being an introvert makes any weakness? Yeah, I mean, not really. So how, so instead of that, right, instead of saying and I'm introverted, right, because then that has a bit of this thing, you could say that in terms of weakness, right, is it takes time for me to get comfortable with people. Okay, that's something that you guys can say as a weakness. Okay, so communication, yes, I need to improve my communication skills. In terms of talking to people, I take a little bit of time to get comfortable and open up and talk to people. Okay, so you could put it that way. Don't say I'm introverted. Okay, what else can you guys say? Or you have no weakness and you're all Supermen and Superwomen, or Wonder Woman and Superman. Okay, and please do not ever in the interview say I have no weakness. Okay, then we're going to say, oh, so you're Superman or Wonder Woman. Cool. We don't need that. Okay, all right, so what are the other weaknesses that you guys can talk about? Think. This is much harder, no?
Being nervous.
So how is that a weakness?
Like we forget what we intentionally want to tell because of the nervousness. We will have a concept in our head, but we tell something else.
That's
kind of
yeah, but that you're talking from an interview perspective, right, Sonali?
maybe anything. Like if it's just something very new, not just interview, anything new, and your first time to it, experiencing it first time, then there is some sort of nervousness.
Okay, all right, nervous. Okay, all right. Okay, and I'll tell you how to get over that nervousness. Okay, anything else? Okay, so this is obviously a lot harder. Okay, now one thing, do not say things like I'm short-tempered, I have anger problems, um, um, or or I use bad language, etc. Okay, so you can, so Shivangi, that's a good question. So how can I answer with a weakness like I am self-criticism and self-judging? So you can say I am critical, I am highly critical of myself. Okay, I want to improve as a person, I want to improve as a human being, so I'm very critical of myself. Okay, so that's one of the things. Okay, so weakness, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, be careful of what you say. Okay, and think about it. Okay, because one person's weakness can be somebody else's strengths. Okay, so do not copy okay, uh, other people's this thing and all of that. Okay, so think about it, you know, and decide what you want to say. Okay, and it has to be genuine. Okay, so don't make up stuff like, oh, other stuff is, you can say, public speaking. This is generally um, or like a standard one. Okay, public speaking, receiving negative feedback. Okay, I don't handle that well. See, nobody likes getting negative feedback, right? But yes, overthinking. Yes, overthinking. How many of you suffer from overthinking? I still do, and I'm like, I'll be like 40 this year. I still have overthinking problems. Okay.
Yes, sir. Me too.
Yeah, yeah. And here's, you know why? It's actually because of our culture. Like irrespective of where you are in India, right? Our culture has made it so that we overthink everything, and because of that it impacts our confidence. Okay, how many of you thought 10,000 times before joining CIBOP program? Or how many of you thought, okay, you know what, let's just give it a shot? How many of you overanalyzed and did check this, check that, talk to people, blah blah blah? You did one full research. You could have done an MBA thesis, right?
Yes, sir.
That much you did, Darren.
Yeah, like I spoke with my dad. Like I found out that how it is, how it works.
Okay, Rishita is laughing like I did. Yeah, yeah. So overthinking is a cultural problem, Indian culture problem. Okay, it's there also in other parts of the world as well, but generally the older cultures, right, like India, China, Japan. We have this thing about, but in Western culture, it's very different. They're more like, hey, you know what? Let's do it. It's fine. Let's figure it out. Okay. If we fail, we fail. If we succeed, we succeed. Okay. All right. So coming back to this. Okay. So this is generally how your interviewing pre screening round will go. It's going to be a general HR round, and it is to help the HR person understand who you are and what kind of person you are. Okay, so they're going to check your communication skills, okay, your motivation levels, okay, your career, long-term career plan, okay, long-term career plan. Are you planning to study further? Okay, etc. Okay, so these are general questions that they're going to ask. Okay, now uh now with long-term career plan, okay, let me ask you guys this question. uh how long should you stay in a company?
It's 6 to 7 years approx.
6 to 7 years. Okay, what else?
So there is no bar till you are comfortable working in a company. Like when you think that no, this is done, we need to switch, we need better growth, then only switch. And if you're getting better growth in the same company, I don't think there is a need to change like that frequently. It
Very
depends
good, Pragati.
basically.
You are the first person in a very long time, very long time, who's given me that kind of answer. Very good. Okay. Now, what guys, what Pragati is saying is absolutely right. Is that, see, believe it or not, we are like in the company that I'm working for, we're desperately looking for good people, qualified people, but we're not getting anyone. Okay. And there are so many career opportunities within the company. But let me ask you guys, how many of you have been told every 2 years jump job? How many of you been told that? How many of you been told every 2 years, 3 years, get a new job?
So my friends say this because they think that at this moment growth is very important and you need to kind of switch frequently. But I don't believe in this because I am somebody from the government sector. Here, people work from the beginning of their career to the end of their career. Like till the time they retire, they work in the same company. So that is
But
why I
they
kind
have
of have a
growth,
different
right? But
version of
there
this.
is growth, right? Even in
Yes,
government
there is
sector.
growth. There is growth.
Yes. Okay, very good. So here's the thing, guys. When you join, please understand that you're an investment for me. Okay, meaning that I'm paying your salary, you're giving me time, and you're like, if I look at you as a calculation, right, which is return on investment, do you know when you will actually start paying off me hiring you is after 5 years. Because believe it or not, in the world of finance, right, it's not like other things where you learn everything in 6 months and your life is set. It will take you minimum 5 years to understand your at least, okay, first 2 year, okay, first 1 year to understand your process, next 4 years to understand everything else about your process. Okay, so only after 5 years will my return on investment on you actually pay off for the company. Okay, so now a lot of times what I have seen is, okay, 2 years is over, I'm going to join different company. So we ask these people who quit, right, they ask, why are you leaving? 2 years ho gaya, I'm going to go to different company. But why? I don't know. They don't know why they're going. Okay. Now this is one thing that you guys have to understand. Okay. If you jump jobs every 2 years, you can do it maybe for like uh 3 times, 4 times max, up to like 6 years, 8 years. But after 8 years, nobody's going to want to hire you, because you will be at a higher salary. And if you because you keep jumping job every 2 years, right, we don't want to hire you, because our cost and ROI on you will not pay off. and therefore we are not going to hire you. Okay, so do not jump jobs just because everybody else is doing. Now, can you guys tell me who are the people, what kind of people jump jobs every 2 years? Are they the bottom performers, average performers, or high performers? What do you guys think?
I guess average performance.
Yes, very good. See, the bottom ones are anyway fired. Okay, bottom performers are fired, and the average performers, okay, are the ones who move every 2 years. Okay, now here's my take on this. Okay, even I am an average performer. It does take me time. I am a slow learner, etc. Okay, but after 2 years, you stick around in the same company. You finish 5 years in the company, right? You will then start getting more and more responsibilities because they can trust you. Okay, so it's not on first day, oh, okay, you're a good person, start doing everything. No, you need to build that trust. You need to build that relationship with your team members, with your managers, with your directors. Then only you're going to get growth opportunities. But if you jump job every 2 years, right, you're never going to get growth opportunities. Yes, you will get a higher salary, but guess what? On an average, somebody who gets promoted within the company, their pay pack, their jump in salary is higher than what would they get if they went to another company. Okay, are you guys understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, so this is what's happening in your pre-screening round. Okay, so please think about your long-term career plan. Now, if you want to study further, oh, I'm going to work here 2 years and then I'm going to quit and do my MBA. Then they're going to say, okay, madam, sir, thank you so much, goodbye, we don't want to hire you. Okay, now here's the thing. If you want to genuinely study further, great, please do. And if you want to do an MBA, get into a top 25 university. Where did I put it? Get into top 25 university, or IIM. Now, if you cannot, I am one of those. I'm very clear. I know I'm not smart enough to get into IIMs or into Harvard. So guess what? I'm not going to waste my time. Okay. So rather, what am I going to do is I'm going to do upskilling. Okay. So, and this goes back to one second. Pragati's question about what particular qualification do we need? Okay, upskilling. You guys need to upskill. Okay, so doing the CIBOP program is upskilling. Okay, great. You did that for this year. Okay, now a lot of you are from commerce background. Okay, now is there anything stopping you from learning coding? Commerce guys, question to you. Those of you who are engineers, engineering background, is there anything stopping you from learning finance? Is there anything stopping you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so let me be really, really clear to you guys. Okay, because in the company that I am in, I'm getting irritated with people like analyst levels. Okay, like at you guys, because we don't want you to quit. We want you to stay in the company. Okay, but if you want to, let's say, have a I want to put you in a different team. Now, to put you in that different team, you need to know basics, like super basics of coding. But then I come to you and say, I'll take Darren as an example. Okay, or let's say Darren is my manager. Okay, Darren, I want you to ask me a question. Okay, let's do a role play. So Darren, you asked me a question. Rakshit, we have an opportunity in team B, but you need to know JavaScript. Are you okay to do that? Can you ask me that question, Darren? So you're my manager. You come and ask me this.
Sir, could you repeat?
Okay, so the question you should ask me. So we're doing role play. Darren, you're my manager. So you're going to say, Rakshit, we have an opportunity for you in team B, but you need to learn JavaScript. Can you spend about 2 months and learn JavaScript and I can move you into that team? Can you ask me that question?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Rakshit. We have an opportunity for you in Team B regarding the JavaScript. So, would you like to spend 2 months time in the Team B?
No, I am not from finance background. How can you ask me to learn about JavaScript? I don't know head or tail about JavaScript. I am not going to learn anything about JavaScript. I'm only from a finance background. How dare you ask me? I'm going to go to HR and telling me that you wanted me to join a coding team and you want to get me fired. Now, was that your intention, Darren, or was that your intention?
No.
No, answer is no. Okay, but guys, this is exactly what is the problem that we face, is that it's a mindset issue. Okay, is that, oh, I'm a commerce graduate, I cannot learn head or tail about coding. I say nonsense. Okay, go to YouTube, you can find like entire programs on basics of coding, basics of computer science, free of cost, and sit on the instead. Okay, what do you guys do on weekends? Generally, you go out, party, meet your friends, everything. That's great. Do that, no problem. You're all young, you should do it. But here's what I'm saying: if you work hard in your 20s, like I mean, really, really work hard, right? Your 30s onward, your life is set. Okay. Now, what do I mean by this? And goes back to the question is, what other qualifications do I need? Is you guys need to learn to, okay, so this is the new term that we're using is, what is it? Techno functional analyst. Okay. So what is a techno functional analyst? It's somebody who knows a little bit of finance, knows a little bit of coding. And what do you guys think? Somebody who has a bit of knowledge in both, should they get paid higher than somebody who knows only commerce or only tech, IT?
So person with both skill will get paid higher.
Thank you. Logical, common sense. But what is the thing with common sense? So when everybody says, oh, it's just common sense, but what is it with common sense? Sorry?
Uncommon and common people.
Yes, it's not common. Okay. But this is what, so this is what I'm trying to tell the 30 of you here. Okay. You need to change your mindset. You need to give up one, like, okay, one weekend you go meet your friends, you go party, everything, that's fine. No problem. The other 3 weekends, what are you doing to become better at your job? Okay. Are you upskilling yourself? Okay. Now, obviously, the answer is no. And I'll be honest, even I'm not doing it. I sometimes do it, sometimes I don't do it because my brain is a little messed up. So, are you upskilling yourself? Now, if you're a commerce graduate, right? I would highly recommend you learn more of finance, okay, and you learn tech. If you are a coming from a tech background, okay, learn more of tech and finance. Okay. Now, do you have to necessarily pay for any of this? Do you need a certificate for everything? Probably not. Okay. But if you do, what are your options? You have, obviously you have Emarticus. Okay. You have Udemy. Okay. You have this MOOC, massive online open courses. Okay. What else do you have? Sorry?
Upgrade.
Yeah, Upgrad. Okay. You have YouTube. Okay. If you don't have money and you want to learn stuff, you have YouTube. Okay. You literally can learn so many things. And guys, please understand, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, there was not so many platforms for people like me to learn all these things. Okay. And you guys have all these platforms, but let's be honest, even I have access to it. I'm not learning it. You're not learning it. But what's going to happen is, not now, 10 years down the line, okay, 10 years down the line, you're going to be stuck in your job and you're thinking, man, I'm working so hard, I'm doing so much, why am I not getting up, moving up? Because guess what? You're not upskilled to the current job requirements that is there. Very good, Shivangi. So you've pursued a course for Java, C, C Sharp, C++, HTML, and .NET. Very good. And have you completed it? And have you learned it? More than getting the certification, like if I were to ask you questions on Java from an interview perspective, will you be able to answer them?
So actually, I pursued it years ago.
Okay.
When I was doing my graduation, simultaneously I pursued software engineering diploma from NIIT.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been long, but once I brush up and once I revise it, I can answer certain things.
Very good. Very good, Shivangi. Okay. And here's what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that once you start working, right, the world will keep moving ahead, but you'll be in one place doing your job. Yes, you'll get promoted in your job, but now if you're a techno-functional analyst, what can you do? Can you go into the tech side and get a job in IT? Answer is? The answer is yes, you can. And if you're on, and can you go towards more towards the functional side, more in operations and more in finance? Answer is yes. Okay. But I really need you guys to understand this is right now, a lot of companies are struggling to hire. See, you guys have heard, right? There are so many job opportunities available, right? You guys have heard this, right? Across India.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, even in my company, we're hiring a bunch of people. Okay. But we're going through so many candidates because you know why? It's like, oh, I only know commerce. Okay, fine. But could you go and learn, can you come back 1 month from now and can I do an interview with you on Java? And if you clear that interview, I will hire you. Now, if somebody asks you this question, what should the answer usually be?
Yes.
Logically speaking, common sense says yes. But can you guys guess what is the answer that we're getting? Can you take a wild guess? What is the answer we're getting? Yeah, Rishta.
It's no.
No. How can you ask me to learn JavaScript? I don't know anything about coding. I know, my friend, you don't know anything about coding. I'm telling you, go to Udemy. It's 500 rupees. If you want, I'll give you 500 rupees. I like you. I want to hire you, but I need you to learn JavaScript or C++, whatever it is. Can you spend 1 month, 10 hours every day, learn and at least basic questions if you can answer? I will give you the job. But what is the answer? No, no. How can you? I don't want to do all of that. Then guess what? Please go away. We will find somebody else. Right? So if you guys want to get those kind of things, right? Those kind of opportunities, you need to remove this mindset that if you have it or if you don't have it, whatever it is, you need to learn both. Okay. Now let me ask you guys this. Okay. In the future, what language do you think is going to be more important than English?
So Chinese.
Chinese. Now, Jay, let me ask you this. If a company approaches you and says, hey, Jay, we have a job opportunity. It's in China. Okay. You need to know Chinese. And if you know Chinese, I can get you that job. And that will be a 1 crore CTC. Will you say no?
No, sir. I will say yes.
Okay, now, but you have to know Chinese, Mandarin. So what will you say, Jay?
I will learn Mandarin.
And will you be able to, yeah, you will learn Mandarin and I will pass the test for fluency. So that is
Yes,
what you guys need to understand, is that if you don't keep changing your thought process and becoming more flexible, then you become outdated. And you guys would have heard, right? Infosys fired 300 people, 500 people, and all these companies, they keep firing like 1,000 people, 2,000 people. Now, do you know who those people are? Are they the top performers, or are they the bottom and average performers who are getting fired?
The bottom and average.
Yeah.
Bottom and average.
And why are they getting fired? Is because they're outdated. They're outdated. Now, okay, let me ask you guys this. If you don't know how to, let's say, okay, let's take a very stupid example. If you don't know how to read and write, will you be able to get a job where it requires you to read and write? Will you get that job?
No, sir.
No chance, right? So same thing here, guys, is that if you guys are, so some of you guys mentioned that you're from an engineering background and you're doing MBA, very good. But then apart from that, what else are you going to do after you finish your MBA? Oh, I finished MBA, I'm going to stop studying. Or I finished my degree, I'm going to stop studying. No, you are going to pick up all these upskilling programs from Imarticus, Udemy, these massive online open courses, YouTube, and you start learning. Okay. Nowadays, honestly, if you have a certificate or don't have a certificate, doesn't matter. Okay. But in the interview, if you can convince me that you know JavaScript or C++, and you don't have a certificate, but your answers are correct, I'm going to hire you. Yeah. Is this making sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And am I making you feel all uncomfortable?
No, not at all,
No.
sir.
At least feel uncomfortable outside of your comfort zone. Like now, those of you who are sitting in your comfort zone, are you now feeling a little bit like, oh damn, what is this guy saying? I thought my life is set after college. Actually, until college, your life is easy. Now is where the real fun starts for everybody. Okay. But now, how many of you feel that you need to do something more, or think that you need to do something more? If you don't, it's fine. Okay. But you guys have to change this mindset that, you know, even I think Shivangi was mentioning she works for the government. Even people in the government are getting promoted. Now, who are the people getting promoted? Are the ones who are adapting to change, right? So if you do not have this adaptability, you are not going to survive. Okay. So, okay, I know we're over, but can I take another 10 minutes? Is that okay with everyone?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. If it's getting boring, let me know and then I'll go faster. Okay. So once the pre-screening is done, right, then we're going to have the technical round of interviews. Okay. So this will generally be 2 to 3 rounds of interview. Okay. So after your pre-screening, you will have it with a team lead or an SME. Okay. And this will be very technical in nature. Okay. So what is an option? How does it work? What is trade life cycle? What are the steps in trade life cycle? What are the steps in trade life cycle in relation to a futures contract? What is mark to market? What is the difference between ADR and GDR? So these are the kind of questions that you are going to get in your first round of technical this thing. Okay. So technical in nature as well as soft skills. Okay. Next round, so if you crack this round, right, next round will be with the manager. Okay, with the manager, and it's going to be again more technical in nature, technical and soft skills. And here it is more to see what we call as a fitment, whether you're going to fit in my team or not. Okay, like, do you have the right mindset? Are you willing to work hard? Now, like I have interviewed people where there's, okay, let me ask you as a question. How many of you would like to get into Goldman Sachs? In theory. Nobody.
I want to get into it.
Yeah, okay. So Pavitra, let me take you as an example. So Pavitra, what do you know about Goldman Sachs?
I barely know about Goldman Sachs, sir. That's it's more into investment about finance or something.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me ask you. Okay, fine. You don't know too much about it. That's okay. Now let me ask you: are you willing to work? So it's 9 hours. Okay, 9 hours on the offer letter. So you'll be able to work the standard 9 hours? Yes or no?
Sure, sir. Yes.
Okay, but Pavitra, our business requirements, yes, on paper we say 9 hours, but actually in real life, right, you work 14 to 16 hours every day. Do you want to join Goldman Sachs?
Yes, sir, for sure. Because
14
in
to 16
initial
hours,
stages of
Pavitra. 14 to 16
maybe
hours every
14
day.
hours,
Every day.
maybe
Maybe.
14. Yes, sir, because in my internship period, I used to work for 12 hours. Maybe
But
stretching
that's
for other
internship,
2 hours, it
Pavitra. This is
wouldn't
your
be a.
career. Now, I'm just being a little difficult, but this is what they're going to ask you, right? So, Pavitra, you have to work 16 hours every
Yes,
single
sir.
day. Can you handle the pressure? Yes, in your internship, you work 12 hours, but 12 hours is different from 16 hours. How will you manage? Will your family be okay with you working 16 hours a day? They will only see you, like one of the students, right? He used to work 18 hours a day at Goldman.
Yes.
He used to see his family only on Saturday and Sunday, even though they lived in the same house. Will your parents be okay with you working and seeing you only on Saturday and Sunday, Pavitra? You have to consider that as well.
Yes, but for my career growth or something, they would be always supporting me, sir. So
Okay.
it wouldn't be a barrier.
Okay. Now let me.
So
Okay.
I
So
would.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I would try my level best. 14 to 16 hours is not the criteria. To complete the task they have given is the criteria. So
But that takes
I'll
14
make
to
sure.
16 hours. To complete the task will take you 14 to 16 hours.
I'll make sure I would be completing within 1 or 2 hours less.
Then I'll give you more work. That means you're fast at your work. That means then you can do more work. Okay, I'm just being, a little difficult and playful here, but this is what the reality of it is, guys, is that one of the students, old student of mine, okay, he used to see his parents only on Saturday and Sunday. I'll give you his work schedule. Okay, his login time is actually 11 o'clock, but he used to be in office by 7:30 in the morning. Okay, so he used to log in like 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, like 3.5 hours before his login time. Okay, and his parents would be still asleep. So he logs in, he gets up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, gets ready, cab comes and picks him up. He's in office at 7:30. He starts working. Okay. Now, can you guys guess what time he will finish his work? Or what time should he finish? He already started 3.5 hours early. So if we do the calculation for 9 hours, he should finish by 4:30, right? But do you know actually, can you guys take a wild guess as to when he would finish his work?
11 p.m.
Sorry?
or 12.
Yeah, he'd generally finish. So he'd come in to work 3.5 hours early, and he would actually finish his work at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. Go home, sleep, get up at 5:30, 6 o'clock the next day, and go to work at 7:30. Now, my question, Pavitra, to you is this something that you can do?
Yes, sir, sure.
Don't say yes. Don't say. So here's the thing. When in an interview, they will ask you questions like this, and you say, yes, 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 I will do. But once we hear that, yes, 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 we know it's a no, no, no. but you have to, so you need to explain to them that yes, I can do it. Yes, I know it will be difficult, but my family is supportive and I am very interested in having a successful career. So I am willing to work hard in my initial years to get a solid foundation so that I can have a long-term successful career. So those are that is how you need to answer these questions, not just by saying yes, 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 I'll do it, not a problem, etc. Right? So, but you guys have to understand that all these things matter in the interview. Okay, your tone of voice, or and we get to know if you're lying or not, to be honest. Okay, so you guys need to understand that it is going to be a lot of work. It is not like a 9 to 5 job and you go home. Okay, you are going to be expected to work and work very hard. Okay, all right, how many of you are scared? Anybody nervous or scared or shocked?
A little nervous.
Nervous. Okay,
Yes,
that's
sir.
good. Anybody shocked?
So is it like everywhere do they work for such long hours in every company?
Not necessarily. So the US based investment banks, generally the working hours are much longer, but European banks like SocGen, etc., they're slightly better on the work culture. Okay, like
Okay, sir.
or like work life balance, but even there you will have to stretch if it's required.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so this is your technical round, and they will ask you very in-depth questions. Okay, and if you clear the team lead SME round, then your your chances are very good then. Okay, then the manager or the manager will also have an interview with you. Okay, and also finally you'll have a VP round as well. Okay, and this is more of, whether you'll fit into the team. So we call this as fitment, whether you'll fit into the team, whether you'll be able to work well with others, etc. Okay, and then finally you'll have a last round with HR, with in terms of salary discussion, etc. Okay, so now one thing with the salary discussion, now see, all of you are different parts of the country. Okay, so there is no standard salary across the country. Okay, every city has its own cost of living. Okay, so if you're a fresher, please understand that there is already a set salary for you. Okay, and they are not going to pay you above that. Okay, now what is that set salary? It has a very large range because it depends on the company, the city that you live in, etc. Okay, and so that is one aspect. Okay, now if you already have work experience, you can slightly negotiate and get a hike on your previous salary. Okay, so I want to be very clear with this, is that if you're a fresher, your salary package is already set. Okay, there is no room for negotiation. Okay, so some of you think, oh, I've done BCom, I should get 10 lakh rupees in salary. No way. Okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, so rather you guys need to join a company. And please, okay, and some of you will ask, what company is a good company? Here's the thing, all companies are good. It depends on you and how successful you want to be. Okay, so I've had a lot of students who went to Goldman Sachs, but they could not handle the pressure and literally ran away, like they absconded from Goldman Sachs. Okay, then when we called and spoke to them, they're like, I cannot work 16 hours a day, it is too difficult, I ran away. Okay, that happens. Okay, so you guys need to be very clear that as a fresher, there is a standard salary package. Okay, and that is what will be offered to you, and there's no room for negotiation. Okay, and trust me, it will be pretty good considering the job market right now. and that's a good place for you to start. Okay, now if you have work experience, okay, and please do not fake work experiences, because I had students who were trying to be smart and create a fake work experience, and then when and related to CIBOP, right? Oh, I used to work on a settlements team in this company, but then that company does not have those processes. So one of the students, she had made her resume. Then when I asked her all of this, right, she then said, no, I just made it up because I thought it'll give me an advantage. If you lie on your resume, you are blacklisted. Is this clear with everyone? If you lie on your resume, you are blacklisted. Now, why? Because they will do a background verification. Okay, they will hire a background verification company. They will go to the university. They will go to your college. They will recheck the marks, the certificates that you've submitted, whether it reconciles with what is there in university records. If you have worked in the company, they're going to call the company HR and ask them, hey, did this person work in your company from this time to this time? What was their designation? Okay, what was the salary? Okay, they're going to ask all of this. So do not lie. If you do, you will be blacklisted. And when I say blacklisted in that company, I'm not saying for like 6 months, I'm saying forever. So let's say you did something silly and you went to Goldman and then you cleared the interview, but you failed the background verification. You will never in your life be able to go to Goldman Sachs even after 30 years, because there's a permanent black mark against you. Is this clear with everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because I know some of like I know most of you won't do it, but in my experience, people have done a lot of strange things. Okay, so with those of you who have work experience, yes, you will get a hike in your salary. Okay, I'm not going to give a number. That will depend on how well you do in the interview process. Okay, so this is how your interviewing is going to be structured and how it's going to happen. Okay,
Sir, could you please give us a rough number of the minimum and maximum, like just a rough number, not the exact numbers, but just a rough number of it?
okay, so I'm going to say, I'm going to play safe, as I'm going to say average across country, and I'll give a range. Okay, so it can be anywhere between on the lower end of 2.75, because some of it is in tier 2 cities, etc., all the way up to 4.5 lakhs per annum as a fresher. Okay, now how do you ensure you get towards 4? Be very good in your, and it's not to do, so here's one thing, I'm not factoring your MBA and all of that additional degrees. Normal bachelor's degree is anywhere between bachelor's plus MBA, whatever it is. If you're a fresher, you will fall somewhere between this. Okay, actually it's not even 2.75. I would almost say, I think it's changed now. I would say 3, and maybe all the way up to like 4.25. Yeah, average across the country. So I'm talking about Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, Gurgaon. These are the major centers for IB operations. So this is the rough this thing that I can say. But I'm putting a disclaimer. This is across the country, and this is an average range. You might fall in this range, you might fall below this range or above this range, and all that is not under Imartica's control, my control. It is all under your control and how well you do in the interview. Okay,
And for people with experience?
That's what I said. No, you will get a hike on your salary, but it depends on how well you do in the interview process. In terms of, I cannot give a number because the range is too wide. Okay, but like, I don't know, because you're coming into a different field altogether. So they might match your current salary, worst case scenario, best case scenario, they will give you a hike in your salary. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so we've already shot by half an hour. But do you guys have any other questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, Shivam
Yes.
this side.
Yeah, Shivam.
Sir, I want your suggestion. And suppose, like, I am not having a similar experience in investment banking. I'm having an experience of in finance field only, but in different in retail sector or in team managing roles. So, what would you prefer? Should I mention it in my resume, or should
How
I
many years experience do you have?
3.5 years of
Yeah,
experience?
you have to. Otherwise, if you show that you've not been doing anything for 3.5 years, that
Yeah.
will look bad, right? So what is your roles and responsibilities, Shivam?
Sir, in Bajaj Finserv, I have handled a team of 20 executives, and I am a manager there, and I have handled a team under consumer durable vertical.
So
So
what is your job role?
basically, I have to train the executives over there, and I have to hire them and groom them as per the requirement of the company.
Okay, so you're basically teaching salespeople. You're a trainer, sales
Yeah,
trainer.
no, not like trainer. Actually, I was a sales manager, and I have to manage a team of executives.
Okay, very good. Okay,
To
understood. Yeah. So what you have to say, Shivam, is that yes. So Shivam, so the interview question for you, Shivam, right? Is that Shivam? See, I see you working in Bajaj Finance. You're already a manager there. Please understand, I won't be able to hire you as a manager. You'll come in as an analyst. Are you okay to come below your level? That is the first question.
Okay, sir.
So what will be your answer?
As I'm changing my career path from say, marketing to finance, it is important for me to know the basics of the finance. So it's good for me to join at a lower level and then gain knowledge. And
Perfect. Okay, so that is the correct thing. Second thing that they're gonna ask you, Shivam, is that why should I hire you? Because you're coming from a marketing background. What skill set can you bring to the organization, Shivam, if I hire you? So what will you say?
basically, I've been in the marketing field, but I've been correlated with the finance field also. I've been in the lending business, so I know the technicality of finances.
No,
And
no. So don't go like that. Don't go like that because that's getting
definitely, they will
yeah.
ask me again about the
Yeah.
finance.
So rather, what you're going to say, Shivam, is that, yes, sir, I understand that I'm coming from a marketing field. However, lot of my major responsibilities was to manage a team of 20 people, train them and teach them on how to sell Bajaj Finserv products. Okay. So that has taught me a lot on how to deal with people, how to manage people, and how to motivate people, because sales is a very tough job, and also how to handle customers and clients when they get angry. So I'm very good with managing client expectations. So these are the skill sets that I can bring to the company.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, now what are you doing? You're selling your experience. You're not selling, oh, I understand the lending and borrowing business and blah blah blah.
Absolutely understood, sir.
Yeah, but what do you need to sell? You need to sell you saying that, hey, this is what I can what I can bring to you and your team. That's why you should hire me.
Okay.
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 All right.
Thank you so much.
Sure. All right. Cool. So this is my email ID. Okay. Marticus at gmail.com. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or whatever it is, you can always um, you know um, want to keep in touch or whatever it is, you can do that. Okay. So Pragati has one question. Could you please tell us about the hierarchy? Okay, so hierarchy, you join as an analyst. Okay. Then senior analyst. Okay, associate. Then you have a senior, associate. So it depends on the company and all of that. Okay. Analyst, senior analyst, associate, senior associate, then AVP, VP, or sorry, hang on. Then you have assistant manager, manager, senior manager, then AVP, VP, ED, MD. Okay, and I'm telling all of you, if you work hard, from analyst to VP, you can make it in 15 years. Okay, ED, MD after 20. So I have not yet got there. I'm still at AVP level. I'm a little bit behind because I did some silly things in my career, but all of you can get to a AVP, VP level in 15 years if you work very hard. Okay. All right, guys. It was great meeting all of you. Okay. We'll wind up because we're already past the hour. Okay. And I have to get to work as well. Okay. But it's great meeting all of you. You guys can keep in touch if you'd like. And good luck with the rest of the CIBOP program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.